Hi guys, Kirk and Jay here with Kirk, Giordano Plastering. Today I want to talk about caulking. 2016 now. I did a video back in 2010 and people keep responding to that. I said, man, that's an old video. They've come up with new stuff since then. I'm going to briefly describe what we use and explain it. You guys are welcome to use whatever you like. When I'm doing paper and wire, for the average stucco contractor, plastering contractor, you want to use this for waterproofing everything. It's a Sikaflex 1A. And what does that mean? It's a polyurethane caulking. It flexes, it stretches, and it seals. When we're doing paper over a house and we come to a window, we seal it. We seal the paper to the frame, or we seal the paper to the electrical outlets, pipes, vents, you name it. And this stuff is so strong, you put it on 2 bricks and you put 3 drops. You're not going to be able to pull those apart, where there's another product at major hardware stores. I'm not going to mention any names. You can put a whole tube and it says it's designed. Next day, pull it right apart, garbage. But these are some of the better products I've worked with. Say, okay, so the Sikaflex, we buy this at the quality yards like Westside Building Materials or Truett and White, Big B Lumber. You're not going to find this at Home Depot or Lowe's, but you will find their sister product at Home Depot or Lowe's. It's stuff right here. It's pretty good stuff. It's a construction sealant. And this stuff, it's a real drag to work with, guys. I'm going to show you what a drag it is, because you need denatured alcohol to clean it up, or say thinner. You could use acetone. You could use any of these products, but they're all carcinogenic. So you put that on, and if you try to smooth it out with your hand, sticks to your hand, sticks to your pants, it sticks to everything. Okay, let's get off of what I use to waterproof most of my jobs with, and let's get on a product that actually is for cracks. Say when our stucco cracks, say like this is one of our walls. Now this has got a sandy appearance, so it's got a texture on it. I like this Mor-flex. And Mor-flex, when you put it on, it has a gritty texture to it, because it's made with sand. Yes, you are paying for a lot of sand in this tube, but you sometimes need that. This does not have sand, although they do make a product by this company with sand. Hated it because you can't work it, you can't float it or do anything with it. Lastly, I'll show you, and by the way, guys, if you're repairing, say like us, if we're doing a scratch and a brown, that brown coat is going to crack each and every time, because it's normal. That's the normal drying process. So we'll come back sometimes if it's a painted finish, and we'll just put some of this Mor-flex in it, match it in, and it'll give it that look that we want and hide the crack that's normal. They do make a lot of other crack repairs for concretes. I use these. I've had them. They got the mortar mixes, you name it. I'll show you what Jay and I use too for interiors. Jay does a lot more of this interior cracking than I do, or interior crack repairs. Jay's he does a lot more interior work than I do. Of course, he's on the camera. He'll use this right here. This is a 40-year, and it's an all-purpose acrylic latex. Why? Because this is easily clean upable. I'm going to show you in a minute how easy this stuff goes on, and it cleans up so easy. I mean, soap and water, you clean this up. Soap and water, you clean this up. You need some serious materials like thinner or denatured alcohol to clean that up. But each thing has its specific purpose. It's a 40-year. Now, one of the things is we use a 40-year exterior caulking for insides. Why? It lasts longer. I wouldn't use an interior 25-year for outsides, but I will use an exterior for insides. It just lasts longer, guys. So, okay, what I did the other day was I put a couple screeds together, guys, and I put a huge gap in it. All of these caulkings right here say that you can go 3/8 max in width and depth. So I went 1 inch, and I went 1 inch wide to show you what happens if you go thicker than what they recommend. What happens? Does the wall implode? No, it just shrinks. You just put another coat another day. So this is Sikaflex. Now that was done yesterday. This is Mor-flex. It hardly shrinks. These two hardly shrink. This is the 40-year stuff. It shrank a little bit, but that's okay. This is used for interiors anyhow. The 25-year interior caulking, guys, or the 35. The 25 will sink less than half of this, so you will have to go 2 to 3 coats with that stuff. The 35 will also shrink. So let me show you this stuff here. Now this is some nasty stuff. And by the way, guys, before I forget, everybody knows that a caulking gun, say, has a cutter. It's usually in the handle. You put it here, you cut it. Boom, you got your cut. And most of these guys have their own poker too. So say like this gun right here. They all have these. So they come with the cutter and the poker, most of them. I got so many guns, it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. But let's just say, for example here, this Sikaflex, and man, this stuff is so strong, but it's a nightmare to work with, guys. I'll show you why. Okay, let me get the angle right. We get the angle right. You squeeze it in, just like so, guys. Now this stuff is what more professionals use than probably any other caulking, I guess, because I've been using it for years and years. Never let me down, like 30 years. This is the stuff, guys. But man, it is such a drag to clean up. You have 2 buildings next to each other. You want an expansion, use this stuff. But you will need denatured alcohol. Let me get a towel, because say like something like this. All you're going to do is use your thumb and clean it up. Just wipe it on something, your thumb. Now everything I'm wiping, guys, this stuff, it won't come off. This towel here is garbage, and not because I'm just using this. It's just a throwaway towel. But you notice everything on my thumb here. If I don't get it off immediately, this stuff, it's very powerful. It's one of the better professional grade caulkings there are, but it has its benefits, and that's waterproofing and adhering things. Let's go now to Mor-flex. Now Mor-flex I like because it's easy. I mean, you don't need any thinner or denatured alcohol or anything weird like that. This stuff, soap and water. Go to the nearest spigot, clean up. Okay, so for example, you put that there. Now this one will clean up real easy. I did this the other day, and it shrunk up a little bit. Big deal. Big deal, squeal. What happens if you use a caulking and it shrinks up? Nothing. You just put on another coat the next day. It makes me laugh when people say, hey, I put this on and it shrank, Kirk. Like, so? Put another coat on. Big deal. Okay, the interior. And by the way, this one here you can float. Say, well, while I'm at it, guys, let me show you this. Okay. You put some on a piece of wood. Okay, say this had a big old crack on it. And we'll use, for example, my sample here as a trowel. You put that and you trowel it down. Now you take a wet sponge float. Up. All right, you take a sponge float and you can sponge that, and you can make it a sandy finish. So if you have a stucco project, you just bring it out, bring out the aggregate, bring it out. You cannot do that with the Sikaflex. Lastly, I'll show you what we use for interiors. And again, guys, with this stuff here, we'll seal the cracks inside, or Jason will. He does a lot of this stuff. When people call me and they say, hey, gee, I got an interior, Jay generally will take that job and go do them, because he doesn't mind that tedious stuff. Actually quite good at it too. You can trowel this, you could brush it, you could float it, you could do anything with this stuff here, and it's easy to clean up. Say for example, you say, well, man, I'm going to paint it, and you can paint it even. This stuff here is so easy to work with. Boom. I mean, that's done. If you had a big crack and you wanted to put it in a crack and then use a trowel, you can, but you could paint it also for, say, corbels or rounded details. This one I just did here too, you could paint that too. Gives a better finish. This, if I put my brush in here, I'll throw this brush away, because I'll never get that sika out of this thing here. We use a lot more caulkings than this, but since you folks call me and say, gee, Kirk, hey, what caulking do you recommend for this or that? These are the ones we use, and I've been using them for quite a few years. They've never let me down. If a product lets me down, I'm done with it. So, and again, guys, these are just the products that I recommend you folks. I'm not obligated to any product. Nobody endorses us to do anything. But we use them. We've had great success over many, many years. So I thought I'd pass this tip on to you because you guys seem to value my 35-year opinion. Anyhow, my name is Kirk, Jason on the camera. We thank you for watching, and as usual, see you guys on the next one. Once again, folks, we thank you for watching, and I really enjoy all your comments.
If you guys like this video, please click the like button down below, and also if you enjoy what we do, subscribe to our channel so we can keep making these videos for you.
My name is Kirk.
And Jay.
We thank you for watching, and from the entire Giordano family, we'll see you on the next one.